Taurus, what's good, Taurus? Welcome to our love nest. If you guys are new and if you're returning, welcome back, you guys. I have a divine message, okay, for you, Taurus. Um, Performers, artists, entrepreneurs, those of you that are in that realm of some type of entertainment, okay. The message that I got, the download that I got was sudden movement attracts danger. Um, and I pulled some cards. I didn't really know what that was talking about, but yeah, confirmation. Sudden movement attracts danger. So something about what you do for entertainment, work, whatever your profession is, you specialize in something particular. For some of you, you may be an artist that specializes in like R&B. You may be someone that specializes in talking about relationship or platonic. It doesn't have to be romantic. That's what spirit is saying. You may be a writer, teacher, speaker, entertainer from that standpoint where you attract the audience and you have specialized in, bringing awareness to different things, right? So, although you may be a specialist in a particular field, this could also be like counseling as well. It just feels like you have a very interesting way of crafting something and putting things together that really speaks for people that may be less fortunate or underdogs or people that are unable to really articulate it for themselves. You may be the voice for that in some capacity. Um, And so anything that you do is is like I feel like because you're talking to either less fortunate people or your target market may be geared towards people that are going through relationship issues and maybe they feel seen because your music resonates with them or your books resonate with them. But then there's also danger, right? Wherever you're mirroring back to other people the different things that like the different things that they're going through, there's going to be the birth as well of confirmation of that opposition, right? um yeah, that opposition, especially if, let's say there's a married couple, right? um let's say there's a married couple that's going through the issues that you're talking about or you're thinking about, and then one of the people in the relationship are like, yeah, I know exactly what that is, or they're resonating very deeply. The opposition is going to be the person that feels like they're the ones being talked about, or they're the bad guy, or they're the bad girl, or they're the villain. And so what happens is, whatever you said, whoever came up with the song, whoever came up with the resonance is going to be the bad guy. Now they have to come and attack you. Now they have to, you know, um, now they may want to shut you down, or they may not want to support what you have to say because whatever you're saying is hitting them too hard, or whatever approach you're taking is hurting them too much. Something about this, and that's just an example. Now multiply that opposition by millions. Multiply that opposition by however many people you come in contact with, right? So spirit is saying that although you may specialize in a particular genre, in a particular field, you may be an expert, right, at crafting something. It will also benefit you greatly to explore the potential of other skills to fall back on, because I do feel like there has been, like, people are, whatever it is that you're saying, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're entertaining, however you're entertaining, like, in mass numbers, I'm seeing people leave their jobs. In mass numbers, I'm seeing people walk out of relationships, confirmation that they're unhappy in. I'm seeing mass numbers of some type of movement that whoever you are, You're like the catalyst of that shift. You're the pioneer of that. You are the person that has created this lane. You've brought awareness to certain areas. And so you are, there's a big ass target on your back, or your forehead, or your psychic. You may be feeling the psychic opposition starting to give birth, starting to be born as chaos. Okay. Whoever you are, I also feel like you require, like, you have to work in an environment that's chaos free in order for you to really tap in from like that third eye perspective and really generate whatever it is that you're generating. Okay, specialize in whatever it is that you're specializing in. Now, they want me to talk about some type of file here. I feel like there's going to be an assignment, or there has been an assignment. You've been given an assignment. So some of y'all have a new target market. Some of you guys have a new like department to oversee, or maybe you have a new angle to go in. What's that? There's something about you've been called to a particular distracted people. I don't know. People that are playing it safe, right? Playing it safe in reverse. People that are playing it safe, tower moment. People that are trying to avoid a disaster. I don't want to make this person mad. I don't want to make them angry. I'm scared. So there is some type of coyote, okay? Some of y'all, this may be in regards to like immigration as well. Certain things in regards to immigration. You may be talking about matters of immigration. You may be feeling called to talk about, make movies about certain things in regards to the injustice, where people are so busy looking up, they don't want to look down at what's going on the ground level of society. They don't want to hear about the root cause of certain things, and how we have to prioritize confirmation, how we have to prioritize and get serious and get focused in certain areas in order to assure, I'm hearing Mother Earth, okay? And so this is creating complacency. This is creating a lot of different things. Like complacency. Oh, it's not as bad as it looked. Oh, there's a lot here. And before you know it, you'll look up and the time would have passed, and then there'd be a lot of people saying. So I feel like you're being called to save as many people as you can, not by you going door to door, not by you doing certain things, but it's about your ability to convey a message, or to communicate or resonate with a level or a degree. Like you've been given some type of mission to speak to a particular order or a particular degree of consciousness. And this degree of consciousness that you're called to is extremely, they got their head up in the clouds. So for a lot of you, you're having to go into the cloud and observe what the fuck has these people head up in the cloud, in order for you to come back down and go to work and be more strategic. But if they pay attention, okay, they can't pay attention is what I'm seeing. Goddamn. Okay, 10 of Cups. Yes. Because you see here in the Queen of Pentacles, like she is asleep, hibernation. Her eyes are closed. She's walking in the store. She's humming. And so she's doing things like a robot. She's doing things on autopilot. She doesn't even have to really be in the moment anymore, because it's almost like muscle memory. She does it so much that it's second nature. And with the 10 of Cups, this is the vibration or the frequency of being so, and the she is just to describe what the picture is saying. What's happening here with the 10 of Cups, this is being Delulu, okay? This is being so happy that you can't take a second to see. You don't want to see the ugly. You don't want to see anything that's real. It's like, as long as we're good over here, as long as we're happy, that doesn't affect me, or that doesn't bother me. But I feel like whoever you are that I'm talking to, your mission is far greater than the average person feeling as if they have nothing to lose. Your mission feels like you're being called to, like, save the planet, okay? And the planet, in order to save the planet, all right, the earth is interacting with its creation. The earth is responding to its creation. And for a moment, those of you that got to experience power outages and earthquakes or different phenomena happening all over the world, you had a moment to see both sides. There was some type of experience that happened, and you got an opportunity to see both sides when things were still similar to 2020, but this is in 4K. This is up in your face. You ain't gonna be able to ignore this. You ain't gonna be able to unhear something. You're not gonna be able to unsense something, and that's not by coincidence. I don't care what nobody say. That shit is not by coincidence. It is a direct message from the earth that sudden movement attracts danger. So there's something that's going on suddenly, and it's going to attract danger, and it's going to bring forth so it's like the more people are trying to avoid this shift, the more people are trying to ignore it, trying to overlook it, and stay in their familiar safe zone. It's going to pretty much attract more major events that are counterproductive. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, there's a lot of Taurus energy, okay, that are playing it safe. They're refusing to take risks. They are trying not to rock the boat. They are unable to see, or they're ignoring, right? They're the masses. And all of a sudden, that's where they're going. Distractions. That's where they're going to. That's what they're flocking to. That's what they are accustomed to, right? That is considered a sudden movement. And when there's the way that Earth interacts with us is through chaos, right? So when that type of decision is made to ignore the shift that is knocking on everyone's door, then eventually the physical manifestation of a bigger monster is going to come about. And that's not, and that monster is going to look different in different ways for humanity. But what is that? It may feel like a gust. I don't know where gust is significant. I huff and I puff and I blow your house down. Something about blowing a house down. It creates it stirs the pot. It stirs it in a way where the only thing that's going to manifest is the very thing that these people with these assignments have been trying to avoid. Trying to avoid a disaster. And so they've been creating, writing, speaking on things, bringing awareness to topics as a way to grasp the attention of the masses and lead them in the direction that is pretty much like leading them in the direction that isn't to the slaughterhouse. Okay. Because I feel like whatever this distraction is in the cloud, it's intended to drive people directly into the slaughterhouse. Don't even know that they're being pretty much distracted on a mass scale. Right. And so the entertainers, the performers, and the different people like that are specialized in so many different areas has turned themselves into symbolic revelations. They've turned themselves into symbols of encrypted information for those that are able to see, for those that are able to they're able to get the encrypted file, and they're like, oh wow, now I get it. And then they're able to get the gems, and they're able to get the nuggets, and then be able to utilize it in a way where they're not pretty much being Pied Pipered in a particular way. Now, here's where the reverse psychology, the plot twist is. The villain has portrayed these people as the true villain, has portrayed these types of people as the bad people, but really it's as a deflection, as a distraction for where the bad people really are. You get what I'm saying? And so anything that these performers, entertainers, or people do in general that are teachers, anything like that, anything that they do where they move too quickly, they put out something too quickly, it raises the attraction of danger, and then they try to find ways to prevent it from getting to the masses. So there's something about the way things work. Okay, right? When you see a crowd of antelopes running in a particular direction, it's because they got whiffed that there was some type of bounty, right? There was some type of huntsman. There was some type of, think of like the jackal or the coyote or something, whatever whatever predator, okay, whatever danger is out there. They're all running in that particular direction. That's a sign that there's something dangerous out there. Now, what they don't understand is the more they run in that direction and the more they all get afraid together, it attracts more danger. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, so pretty much everything that you have to do it in a strategic, careful way. You understand? Because whatever program, whatever design this is that is capable of perpetuating this illusion protects itself. You get what I'm saying? It's designed to protect itself. The parasite is designed to protect itself. The delusion is designed to protect itself by any means necessary. So I feel like the universe is preparing you for like a great loss. Okay, there has to be loss in a particular area, because if you want a certain level of consciousness to stay around you, they will be like scary cats that run in a particular direction, and they become like superstitious and shit like that. And then when all that happens, they just attract a lot of unwanted attention from the degree of, the only time the sheep or the cattle moves quickly is when there's a fox, right? So the shepherd is still trying to manage its sheep. Okay. So when they're away and they start to feel like their sheep are acting differently, the first thing that they're going to do is try to look for who is communicating, who's gotten into the head of their who's gotten into the psychology, who's gotten into the mind of the person that they fixed, that they had mentally trapped in those limited belief systems. Who made you aware that you're even a person outside of, that there's even hope outside of me? Who made you aware that your whole life wasn't revolved around this relationship or this job or this community or this religion? Who gave you that idea? What have you been watching? The first thing they're going to do is try to look at what you've been watching, what you've been reading, who you've been talking to, the friends you keep. And then they're going to want to isolate you from having access to those things. So they're going to create diversions where you will get less attraction to your music, your channels, you know, your broadcast, your radio stations, and that's how they manipulate it. It's undercover. It's never going to be in your face. They're going to ride the gray area, and they're going to watch if you are desperate enough to ride the gray area with them, with those that have that initiative or that agenda, because it lets them know if you're controllable too or not. And if you come off as being too uncontrollable, then either somebody's going to be brought in to try to woo you or distract you from your path, or they will get rid of you. And when I say get rid of you, they don't need to result into extreme measures anymore. Unless you've reached a certain level of independence, right? So the objective is always to try to delay your ascension towards true independence, right? And you being able to give birth to things. Once you've reached beyond that type of tier, that type of level, you broke those brackets and things like that, then the only thing they could try to do is to make people become afraid of you, make people start to wonder if they should trust you and things like that. So when you start going through these types of experiences on your journey, whether you're writing a book, telling a poem, singing a song, when you start going through these types of issues, this is a confirmation for you that whatever the fuck your intuition is having you doing, that it's on point. 888. That whatever that you hitting the combinations in the right spot, you hitting the sweet spot that breaks these layers. Okay, it cracks the glass. And it's important that you don't it's important, right, with the 8 of Pentacles here. You got a piece of pie and a cup of tea. Okay, it's important that you don't give more than a person can handle. All right, now like I said, anytime you give birth to something new and you start exploring other things that you're good at, that's beneficial and healthy, once you ascend to that level where you're exploring the potential of all types of skills and you're blending them together and you're alchemizing shit, the first thing that's going to happen is the people that fall off, let them fall off. Okay, the people that fall off in your life, it's important that you don't try to hold on to them and you don't try to appease them and you don't try to tell them what they want to hear. Let them go. You got to cut the dead weight. You don't want to take too much baggage on a plane, otherwise it'll pull you down. So if you've been wondering like, okay, so I have this idea, I have what should I do next? Like, what should I work on next? What project should I do next? I feel like you're about to do some things in quiet. Like, you need to get in quiet meditative states. Okay, each person does it differently, but you're about to receive a lot of downloads. Let's just put it like that. And these downloads is going to be a lot of revelations and a lot of truth. And that's a lot of information to process, right? And so spiritually, your spiritual guides want you to create a good file cabinet system that allows you to receive as much data as that you're about to receive. And this way, as you review the messages, as you review the information coming into your psyche, your subconscious, you can also keep that separate from where, taking that home with you. Because what this is telling me, let's say you a psychologist, a therapist, or anything like that. You don't want to take your work home with you. Let's say you a doctor or a physician. You don't want to take your work home with you. So this is where you need to set up, especially if you're in the spiritual realm, the artist realm, and maybe you're shifting from one specialty to another genre. You need to be able to have a good psychological filing system. So this way you can let things pass through you. Now, if you're a medium or you're sensitive and the universe is always communicating to you, this is also a confirmation for you. You need to allow that energy. I posted on the community tab. Kendrick Lamar. I don't know the name of the song. What was it? Pretty much he has like a video of his face morphing into different people. That is the best way that you can visually describe a medium. Okay. You will see the physical flesh go through emotional facial expressions, body language as the energy moves through their body, depending on who's communicating to that medium, what's channeling through that medium. It is not a reflection of who the medium is, because the medium has compartmentalized. Okay. When a medium practices mediumship, you have to, if you're a physical medium, there's two sides. There's a mental medium and then there's a physical medium. When I feel like this is a message for those of you that are transitioning from being mental mediums into physical mediums. And when you become a physical medium, it's important to allow the energy to integrate. And that's what that visual represents, the integration of that energy. And as it's done, given its message, all right, it will pass through. It's important not to hold on to that energy and try to cling to it. And this is why Spirit takes you through so many different experiences, so that way you know when is your energy and how to discern a passing spirit or a moving energy or a higher level of consciousness communicating through you. You will pretty much, that's what a channel is. You take on the persona. That's what actors do all the fucking time, right? And so this shit, common sense ain't that common to the masses, and that's just on period. So whatever this mega project is, or this new project is that you're working on, it's gonna go the distance. But in this season, allow those that were once supporters, those that were once loyal to you, those that once cared to hear what you had to say, cared to listen to your music, cared to support you, allow them to go, because they're about to go. And Spirit is saying, don't try to hold on to them. Don't try to hold a hand. Don't try to spoon feed them. You got to leave them. Because once again, these are people that are afraid of manipulation. They are afraid of the art of the magician. Okay. And they start to swear that people doing shit to them. And that's just it. Because they paranoid, superstitious, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And these are the vibrations that you no longer work with. Okay. So a lot of this is telling me that maybe in the beginning as a mental medium, there were times where you could connect with these levels of consciousness. But at this phase on your journey, all right, with the type of assignment that you have now, it's looking totally different for you. The Nine of Swords in reverse. The only thing that these types of levels of consciousness will give you is bad dreams. You see what I'm saying? So you're being ascended to a level that reflects your level of consciousness. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's what this is. But at the same time, new levels, new devils, right? And at this new level, your spiritual team is trying to just make you aware that, okay, here's what you're going to deal with at this new level of consciousness. You're going to deal with the version of people that are well put together. They are well dressed. They speak eloquently. But when it comes to their perspective of reality, they're unable to perceive things from the prior level of consciousness when it comes to what their beliefs are, their new limits are. Their limits can't go low. All right. So at this level, there's going to be things that are brought to the awareness that they won't be able to unsee, unfeel. And I feel like, their design, this new, I don't know if it's an archetype that they're describing. This new level of delusion they're hardwired, okay, to protect their abusers. They're hardwired to protect their aggressors. They're hardwired to protect the delusion. So this parasitic energy that is programmed in their subconscious realm is designed to protect its source at all costs, right? So we're talking about, okay, this is where you hitting the shit where you getting as high as people in high places. Okay, that's a whole nother type of room to work. Okay, sing in, entertain, whatever. So sudden movement attracts danger, right? That's what they see. They run on their wheel quite eloquently until you make a sudden movement. No, like Mission Impossible. You know when they go and they in Mission Impossible and they got like all these razor lights beaming, right? And you have to like maneuver through the alarm without being touching it or triggering it. That's how you need to move. You need to move like you in a Mission Impossible. One thing I can already see, whoever I'm communicating with, they're expecting you. All right, in this next level, they're expecting you to come for their facades. They're expecting you to come for their facades, their insecurities. They are ready for that. And I feel like with the Empress in reverse, that is a trap. Okay? That's a trap. They're expecting you to come for their positions of status. All right? I just see a whole bunch of round table people, and I see a whole bunch of different rooms of people that are like, I'm ready for you. Come on with your shit. They're expecting you to come for their images, their lifestyles, how they live, and what they have acquired for themselves, and how it's really a mirror reflection of them being unable to walk away, and how they just care about the material. And they heard it all before, right? They've heard it all before. You're just mad because we're smarter than you, and we figured out a way to do things to benefit ourselves independently under this illusion. And yes, we are aware that we are portraying a level of delusion, but truthfully, we're the ones that are in control of those that believe that we're being abused, or those that believe that we're just unsatisfied in our struggles, or we're unsatisfied in our relationships, or we're unsatisfied with our statuses. And little do you guys know that are trying to come for us, is what they're saying. We're the ones that arranged it together. And this is very much true, right? Because if you've ever seen the movie Stafford Wives, everyone always assumed that it was the husband that was the bad guy. It was the husband that had created, the secret club for men to put the bug inside of the women's heads to even be able to remotely control them from at a distance, right? What was her name? Nicole Kidman. She played one of the wives, right? She was very independent, what you would consider a feminist, if you will, right? She pretty much thought it was, misogynistic, a man thing, but really it was a woman that had been cheated on by her husband, and because he disappointed her, she fixed him, right? And she tried to make him perfect by becoming the very thing that he ultimately desired, becoming his image of perfection, catering to the idea of attraction, of that being a male's weakness and stuff like that. Long story short, it was the wife the whole time, right? And that's very much true. That's what I see in this reading. So they're expecting you to come at an angle of them being damsels and being insecure. And this infrastructure is extremely rock solid. Okay. It's rock solid because as long as they're happy, as long as they have created that happy delusion, it's the mirror will never crack. Okay. Really, that's the evil queen, right? The evil queen energy is that mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. This is the mirror illusion. Mirrors represent illusions. It represents castings of spells. And so they've cast this spell over themselves in order to protect themselves from the opposing force, right? And so now they can sit in the room with sharks, and now they could be around certain people, and they fly under the radar. They're unseen. Now I'm saying all of this because spirit is pretty much letting you know that they're aware that you're coming. Pretty much, whoever you are, yes, they are aware of this revolution. They're aware of the shift of times. They're aware of what's expected. And so it is communicating to you. There's like this stand down. Don't come for me, and we don't got to come for you. That's the type of energy that I'm seeing here with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is a no-brainer, right? Stay out of our societies, stay out of our realm, go back into your layers, okay? And no, you cannot have what we've acquired, okay? These are people that utilize the masculine energy to do pretty much whatever they want them to do. So they have it pretty fixed. They have it pretty they got it on lock over there. And I feel like spirit just wants you to know, you got to understand the nature of the creature, right? You're in the jungle and you've come across this fascinating creature that is aware that you are in the environment. You're in their jungle, you're in their safari, you're in their you're in their pride lands, or whatever you want to call it. And as long as you don't make no sudden movements, they won't feel threatened. So welcome is what they're pretty much saying. Welcome to our new society. Welcome to our society. Welcome to our table. Okay, so you may be getting a lot of invitations or people that want to meet you on a more personal level. And for some of you, they may want to convert you to their religions or their belief systems and so forth like that. And, you should come. You should come to this. You should come to that. And so they're going to invite you to a lot of shit. I do feel like what they don't know, or what they're unsure of, is whether or not it's like they're fascinated to want to know who you are, because they want to know who your leader is, because they have a leader. You know what I'm saying? And they want to know who's your leader. Because again, from one manipulator to another manipulator, they have to understand the nature of you as the creature. And so rather than make you feel rejected or make you feel like you're not welcome, they're going to smile in your face, and they're going to try to make you feel just as welcome at this new job, or just as welcome in this new industry and stuff like that. It's a part of you shaking hands and meeting people, okay? And based off your firm grip, it will tell them a lot about you. So when you get this opportunity, there's something about an opportunity here. You may be an upcoming artist as well. This may also be a mixer as well. I don't know. You may be meeting like a high paying, I don't know if it's like madam or mistress or some shit like that. It's giving me lords. It's giving me mistresses, madams, and dukes and shit. It's giving me high level, high value. Very interesting here. And it's like they want to meet you because they feel like you will want to. It's like being brought in, or like someone saying, oh, let's say somebody loves you. Let's say there's a situation where there's a partnership or a love connection, and then you're about to go and meet, very religious people, right? They're not going to tell their kid or whatever not to bring them, because they'll come off real prejudiced and biased, right? Instead, they will be like, oh, invite them for dinner, invite them to this event, invite them to that. And it's a way for them to get closer to you and kind of want you to see what it's like to mix into their world. And then you'll see yourself that you're not really welcome there. And then you feel so restricted to the point where Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, you be like, this will never work. I'm going to release myself. That is the intention of someone that is being pretty much asked to kind of like overlook certain things that they may not like about your profession or your religion or what you do for work, and to give you a fair or equal opportunity in this industry, in this market, in this relationship, or in this marriage. You know what I'm saying? And so you have some people that's been here a while that is protective of maybe their sorority or their groups or shit like that, and they're about to put you to the test. Temperance in reverse. Now, this is not a divine test. This is testing your resolve. Can you handle the heat in the motherfucking kitchen? Since you want to leave the field and you trying to come in the kitchen, can you handle it? This is like being at a cookout and, people are giving you a hard time because maybe you don't really do cookouts. Shit like that. So I feel like Spirit is pretty much saying, remember your power. Pretty much. Remember your power. Remember who you are. It would benefit you to take a page out of their book. Now, regardless of what it looks like, remembering who you are at any given time, you're still both equal parts of yourself. All right, so that's going to resonate for whoever it's intended to resonate for. I feel like you're about to be learning a whole new language as well. You may start to notice that you're drawn to certain movies or music that really prepares you or gives you insight to the environments that you're about to be called to be in. Very, very interesting energy here. This is a level of consciousness where shit just ain't fair. Okay? Take it how I know where you've been. I know where you are used to and what it wouldn't be like back in your city, back in your town. But you are going to a level of consciousness where life ain't fair, shit ain't fair, and the people closest to you ain't fair. So a lot of y'all, your karmic family members or the levels of consciousness really did prepare you for this phase of your journey. So you want to know how to handle certain situations. It will tell you a lot depending on if you're still sensitive to things that your karmic friends or families from your prior consciousness or your prior dimension were trying to teach you. You know what I'm saying? And now if you looked at those friends and family members as, if you're still in that phase of looking at them like, you should not do that because your family, nobody would do that. That's not real love. Then you didn't get the message that those family members were meant to teach you, and they didn't prepare you for war. Okay. They didn't prepare you for this new dimension. This is about to be real life shit. And it's going to all make sense to you as you make it through. Yeah. As you make it through, you're going to see everything. You're going to see everything. I'm seeing social gatherings, parties, and you're going to be able to see all of it. There may even be like a masquerade, like a ball or a masquerade or a party that you may go to. There may be someone around you that feels like they've lost someone, or they're still hurting about feeling like they've lost someone that they love or they want to be with. And they may say certain things This is like that shit where you hit below the belt, you say shady shit, but it sounds very proper and it sounds very eloquent and it doesn't sound like shady shit, but it's an inside dialogue. All right. Okay, I'm hearing royal cunts. Seeing here, you're going to be somewhere. That's all I need to know. That's all I want you to know. Uh you may be in a royal environment here. You're going to be unrecognizable though with the you're going to be unrecognizable. Even though you know, you're being encouraged to pretend like you don't know. So if you've been looking for guidance in a particular, like going to like I don't know, maybe a gala or to an event, or maybe this is a job opportunity and you're going from, one job and you're being promoted and now you're able to be around your managers and people that usually are the ones firing people. So now you're in the office hearing HR talk about how they want to get rid of people. But because you're now a part of the manager squad, you can't say shit about what you know. Even though you still got to go back on the floor and be like, hey, did you get my message? Did you get my email? And you have to play like you don't know. That's what I'm seeing here. Because you get to see both sides, the side where people don't know and the side where you're in the manager's office, or you're around the principal and the principal talks mad shit about the students and their parents. But then you also see the principal or the manager go back on the sales floor or go back into the office and be like, oh, I'm so glad you came. And you're able to see all the fuckery. It's just a part of the territory. And when you understand the game, you're able to be in the world and not of it. This is about you mastering how to fucking be in the world and not of it. So we're going to close out this message here. You out of pocket. Ooh. So we have open your heart. Allow love to grow and bloom around you. You've waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then follow the steps you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. Didn't I tell you? Okay? You're going places. Okay, sir, ma'am, you're going places. All right, sending y'all lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, Taurus. Until next time, toodles.